You guys, so we've been getting a lot of questions about our hair transplants lately. Just wanted to make a video answering any frequently asked questions. So I'm Tanner, this is Troy, and I'm just going to interview Troy and give my 2 cents too on what our friends and family and just people I've met through work or anything have been asking about hair transplants in general since it's been about 6 months now, and it's now the results are really starting to come in nicely. So first question, Troy, does it hurt?
Yeah, so contrary to popular belief, I thought we were going to be put under, kind of like when you have wisdom teeth removal surgery. I thought they were going to put us under when I first heard about it, since it's a 6-hour procedure. You are awake the whole time, and to get the initial pain injection in the back of your head is painful, but after that, you're numb for basically the rest of the day. So you don't feel any pain throughout the entire procedure. It's just that initial pain injection, and then during the recovery process, there is a little bit of soreness, maybe a little bit of itching, but not really much in the way of pain. And they give you painkillers regardless if there is some. So yes, it is a little bit painful, but it's not too bad.
And I would say the donor area hurts more in the beginning, but it recovers faster. And then the recipient area takes longer to heal, but it also doesn't really, hurt that much. Mm-hmm. Next question: how much did you pay for your surgery?
So in Turkey, the package that our clinic gave to us, which we can refer you guys to the clinic we went to, if you're interested in learning further, but we paid $2,500. That includes transportation from the airport to the hotel. It includes the hotel stay.
3 nights.
3 nights hotel stay. It includes transportation from the hotel to the clinic and back.
Breakfast every morning.
Breakfast is included, and then also a meal like mid-surgery. You get a little break, and they'll provide that at the clinic, and then transportation back to the airport again.
Plus all the medicine and the aftercare goods that they give you in the little goodie kit.
And the surgery itself.
Yeah, so all that is for a $2,500, give or take, cash payment that you have to bring some
you have to bring cash, yep. And then
that's why they recommend you pay in dollars or euros, because if you try to pay in the Turkish, I think it's called lira, you'd have a giant stack. It's not worth nearly as much.
And if you get a referral from us, you'll get €100 off of that price as well, or $100, €100. So that's also worth noting.
Next question: what's Turkey like? Is it sketchy?
Turkey's very safe. It's in the middle of the world, so we got, you land in the European side, but you drive over to the Asian side about 45 minutes from the airport.
At least for this clinic.
And they'll safely shuttle you there, so you don't have to worry about that portion getting there.
I thought the airport was clean. The city itself,
and giant.
The city itself was clean and felt safe. I mean, you're going to get approached by vendors,
people selling you,
but they're not going to threaten you, with violence. And then the hotel is a 5-star hotel, very nice accommodations, and the food was also pretty good, I would say. And then your dollar goes decently far in Turkey, so you'll be able to afford nicer meals than you probably would back home. So why didn't you get the surgery in the U.S.?
Funny enough, we're in Scottsdale, Arizona. We went to a clinic near here to see what it would cost, and it would be about, I think it was $15,000 or $16,000. And
you have to pay per graft. So if you want more grafts, you are going to pay a higher surgery. Whereas in Turkey, you just pay off a flat rate for whatever you need to get the hairline you're looking for.
So the cost was pretty much the biggest factor. And when we asked the guy what the difference between doing it in Turkey was versus his own clinic, and he wasn't even a surgeon, he was the business guy trying to sell us.
He owned the clinic.
He owned the clinic. He was like, it doesn't really matter, you'll get a good result.
Like, if you guys go to Turkey, you'll pay a lot less and get pretty much the same result you would here anyway. And we're like,
were you trying to sell us?
Don't you want us to get it here?
He didn't care.
But he's a terrible salesman. Actually, he was the one that convinced us to go to Turkey. So, I mean, it's worth exploring your local options too. If you still think Turkey is not for you, you can get a good result in the U.S. It's just going to cost you about 4 times as much or more. What's the recovery process like, Troy?
So the recovery, to get recovered versus get a result, is pretty different. I mean, I'd say 3 months is how long it takes to get fully recovered and start to see results. And then you start actually seeing what the outline of what it'll look like, your finished result, by about the 6-month mark. But basically that first month, you can't exercise, you can't sweat, can't really touch your head. Only about the first week can you have to sleep a little bit differently, upright, can't shower for the first, I think 2 days or so. They outline the entire recovery process in like a packet in a classroom setting after your procedure, so you understand how to take care of yourself after. They give you the first wash, they'll clean your bandages. So they do a lot of that very initial recovery process with you, for you, but the ongoing process after that, I'd say between like 3 weeks or so, by the time your scabs and wounds have actually healed, within that first month, you'll be back to normal pretty much.
Yeah, a lot of people also ask, how long it takes for the results to kick in. And if you have, let's say, a 2-month window of maybe 3-month window of a really kind of shitty phase, you got the worst of your recovery, your scabs are falling off, you're
balding even worse.
Yeah, you get shock loss, and I can show, I've shown pictures of what my shock loss looked like. And the hairline gets worse, the crown gets worse, everything looks thin. But then slowly but surely, after about that 3 to 4 month mark, every day starts to look a little bit better, a little bit thicker, especially if you're using the medical therapy, which is the next question. What medicine are you guys taking? Do you guys use finasteride, minoxidil? That's another big question we get.
So yeah, but the basic formula is to take minoxidil daily. It's basically the size of an Advil.
No, that's finasteride.
Or I'm sorry, finasteride daily is about the size of an Advil pill, and then we use foam spray foam on the areas that you want your hair to grow thicker, longer. So finasteride prevents further loss. Minoxidil is a growth agonist. That's the basics, and they'll also educate you on that too at the clinic.
Yeah, and if you don't do that, you're susceptible to getting kind of a weird looking hairline down the line, because even though you got a front line of hairs that are from the back of your head, which are DHT resistant, and are not going to be as affected by male pattern baldness, the hair directly behind that still is susceptible. So if you were to just get the transplant and not resume or start medical therapy, then you would be at risk of having a very strange looking hairline in a few years, depending on how aggressive your hair loss is.
So it is kind of a lifelong...
So when you go down this path, just like exercising, just like anything you want to maintain, a skill or a ability, it's just like that. You got to have a routine and stick to it. You got to, just like you brush your teeth every day, right after that, throw on your minoxidil foam and take a finasteride pill, and that's pretty much all you got to do. And you'll keep what you have, and it'll continue to grow and look even better. Covered that. Can you do the crown of the head if you have a bald spot? Yes, you can. And
it's not as impactful as the hairline because of the way the crown is, a lot thicker skin, and the skull's a lot closer at the back and top back of your head. So it's not going to be quite the same if you're only going for crown, but you can add more density to your crown.
Help.
Yeah, it can definitely help.
Yeah. And then the big question is, do we recommend getting it? How did you like it? And I think would both say absolutely would recommend getting a hair transplant. If you don't like the way your hairline looks, or you think you have thinning hair, receding hairline, a bald spot, the question that we asked ourselves is, do I want to have $3,000 in my bank account or a new hairline for the rest of my life? And it was an easy decision for me. I think we mulled it over, did the research, looked it up on YouTube, looked it up on Reddit, looked it up on videos like this, seeing people's experience, and
clinics, Instagram.
Having gone through it ourselves now and seeing what it's like out there, they got an industry out there. It's professional, it's clean, and those surgeons. I mean, I think I was the surgeon that worked on me, who also owned the clinic. I was like his 575th surgery. So they've done it before, and they're getting real good at it.
You have a whole team working on you,
yeah.
And they're very surgical about the whole process. Very thorough,
detailed. Yep. So would recommend.
We're not doctors. We're not medical professionals, so
just,
we can't.
Just as an experience, as an anecdote to take into your learnings. Yeah, we both would recommend doing it. If you want to learn more about this, check out our Instagram at OneForAllFitness. Send us a DM, and we also do online training if you're interested in anything self-improvement related. So work on your physique. Looking at mainly male self-improvement, but if we train females as well. So give us a shout, and hope this video is helpful and helps you make the right decision for.
Happy to give a referral to the
surgery.
clinic we went to, and talk more about it offline here. So thanks, guys.